Righto guys, so welcome back to the Thirsty Mason. And you notice I've zoomed you in rather close today because today is a very important lesson. Today is how to read wine labels properly. Okay, I'm walking you through how to identify why wines are the price that they are based immediately off of the label. And also how to assess quality before you even open the bloody thing. Righto, so let's get into it. I'm going to stand back up, I'm going to zoom these bottles in, and we're going to critically analyze each label. Righto, let's get to it. So, in nice and close today, we've got our McGuigan Bin 812. What does that mean? Okay, try not to be intimidated or influenced by all these bloody awards up here because they mean nothing. What matters is information. Well, I understand this is a Cabernet Sauvignon 2016, okay, but it gives you no region. It states that this is a, if we can get there, wine of Australia. The hell does that mean? It doesn't give me a single region, so I don't know how to assess the quality of the grapes that I'm putting into this bottle. You understand me? So if I understood that that was coming from the Barossa, from Coonawarra, from Margaret River, I could get excited because I know for a fact those areas are very famous for growing that fantastic grape variety. But when it says a wine from Australia, this means that these guys can grab any grapes from any part of anywhere in Australia, in any growing region, and God knows what kind of quality grapes they're getting. Doesn't matter about the fact that it's old, 2016. It's probably the oldest out of everything in this lineup. Actually, probably, no, I'm lying. The Juniper Estate is the oldest. But in generally speaking, if you see that this is just a wine of Australia, or if you're in America, a wine of America, or if you're in France, a wine of France, actually, it wouldn't happen. Old world countries are very, very strict with that. At least you'll know for a fact that possibly the quality of what's in the bottle is going to be subpar at best. They can get them from anywhere, and you're really rolling the dice with it. So let's move on here. Okay, let's look at this lovely beauty here. Okay, so this is a Shiraz from Victoria, but the information he gave us is it's from Central Victoria. So I don't know where Central Victoria is. He's not giving me a particular wine region, but he is giving me something very special here. He's stating that every grape here was from the Gentle Anne vineyard. And so this is a single vineyard Shiraz from this particular producer, and he's putting his name to it, Sam Puckett. And just for your information, Sam Puckett's a fantastic, fantastic wine producer. Okay? And Gentle Anne is a fantastic wine. And because he's giving us all that extra information, we can make the assumption he's very confident with what he put into his bottle. We've got an actual vineyard that's being specifically utilized. Every last grape that's in there was utilized for this bottle. Therefore, we can make the assumption that the quality is going to be of much higher grade. However, in Central Victoria, it's kind of difficult stating, is it a famous wine region? Is it not a famous wine region? Of course, we can do the old Google search to find where the Gentle Anne vineyard is. But at the end of the day, this isn't a super, super famous wine region. But this guy has access to, obviously, a whole vineyard worth of grapes. And we can make the assumption that he's using the best of the best to make this particular Shiraz. Okay. And then you get into Juniper Estate. Okay, so the Juniper, vineyard in general has Juniper's Run, and it's lower grade versions of their wine. To state estate, it means that they had the entire estate to work off of, and it's from the Margaret River, and we know that Margaret River immediately is super, super classy, high-end Cabernet Sauvignon. So this guy owns an estate in Margaret River, producing Cabernet Sauvignon, the thing that they're most famous for. So immediately you're going to understand that this is going to be a pricier bottle, but the quality of what's in this bottle is not going to be anything but phenomenal. How could it not be? And now, when you understand the pricing of these, it justifies itself. This here is $11.50 bottle. There's no information about it. You're rolling the dice that McGuigan has enough influence that it can go out and have its peak of many, many vineyards of half decent quality. But there's no guarantee. Considering that McGuigan is such a huge recipe winemaker. I'm not saying they can't make phenomenal stuff, is they pander to the simple taste of the masses. Whereas this fella here, alright, this is a $30 bottle. And this guy's actually got his own vineyard, his own grapes to work with, but his vineyard isn't super famous or from an insanely famous area. So again, you can make the assumption this can either be absolutely cracker, amazing wine, or it could be just good wine. But there's no way it's going to be a bad wine. If he's got a whole vineyard to work off of, he can be pretty confident with what he's putting in the bottle. And then you got an $80 heavy duty juniper estate. All right, we have to understand that we're paying for the prestige of this area. We understand that Margaret River is producing some crazy stuff, and for these guys to have their own estate, their own vineyard, all right, they are producing the best of the best at this price point, and we're paying for that quality. That's how you rate a wine label, so you can understand why you're paying $80, $100, $150, $200 for what you are specifically buying. I'm not saying go out there and buy $150 bottles of wine. I'm just saying understand why. Understand how to read your label. Because I'm not saying that the McGuigan's bad. Okay? I'm understanding why the price is at the price that it is. Okay, guys? Hopefully that helped you out. Like, share, and subscribe. And all that good stuff.